Shein is a whole heck of a lot worse than we thought.
Super cute and trendy clothing and mass produce them at an extremely low cost by using...
Today, we're going to talk about Shein. All the tea.
Millions of people are buying from Shein because it's cheap. But what if I told you there's a side of this company that most people don't see? And trust me, the last clips in this video are insane. But before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
感受很累，很累，很辛苦，真的很辛苦。
现在工作到几点？2、3点啊。
Shein is the fastest growing fast fashion brand on the planet.
I'm here with the Shein haul.
Selling cheap clothes in every colour, size and design. You can't finish Shein like you can't finish TikTok.
From the point of view of marketing, they have absolutely nailed it.
Shein have taken the fast fashion model of producing clothes and put it on steroids.
This year, the company was valued at £84 billion. But alongside its meteoric success, there are growing criticisms.
Shein's business model is exploitation.
I want to investigate the brand that's popping up on all our social media feeds to find out the truth about this fast fashion phenomenon. It's a story that takes us from the UK...
Shein have sent an email saying they're looking for some new clients.
...to China. Where for the first time, our undercover cameras will go behind the doors of Shein's factories.
他们的工作一般是17到18个小时。
这个是要等货的，不能等。
Why is Shein so bad? That is an amazing question. Let me answer it for you. To sum it all up, Shein, along with Romwe, Zaful, Forever 21, Zara, H&M, all of those companies are fast fashion. If you don't know what fast fashion is, it's when clothing companies take super cute and trendy clothing and mass produce them at an extremely low cost by using toxic chemicals. That's right. Why would they use cotton, a fabric that's good for the skin and for the environment, when they could use an extremely toxic one that will allow them to profit more? Because of the fabrics that they're using, the clothes that these companies are making don't decompose back into the earth. So cotton, for example, it takes 1 week to 5 months for cotton to, decompose once you donate your clothes to Goodwill and they end up in the landfills if they're not, repurchased. That's how long it would take. Linen takes 2 weeks. Denim, it takes anywhere from 10 months to a year. Wool is up to 5 years. But the brands that these companies are using are nylon, polyester, and spandex. Nylon takes 40 years. Polyester takes 20 to 200 years. 200 years for an article of clothing to break down into the world. And spandex is indefinite. It's never going to break down. So it's just going to sit and pile up. Since the early 2000s, which is when fast fashion has taken over, the textile industry has become the second largest polluter in the world. Yeah. And like I said in the beginning, they're mass producing these clothes. So they're making hundreds of thousands of styles of clothing a week. And not all of these are being purchased and used. No. So they're just piling up. That's why it's the second largest polluter. Not only are the clothes bad for the environment, but the people making the clothes are being harmed and killed. Fast fashion companies hire third world countries like Bangladesh to make the clothing because it's much cheaper to hire people there than it is to hire people in the United States to make the clothing. The working conditions are absolute shit. They do not care about the people making the clothes. They have no regards for their safety. They work in these rundown factories that have collapsed in on them and has killed multiple people. Overall, Shein, fast fashion, terrible. Terrible for the world. You won't catch me thrifting it.
And their algorithm on Shein is made for you to spend impulsively. It grabs your attention and it toxically tells you to spend more.
This is why Shein is the best. They pay their workers as little as 4 cents per item and make them work up to 18-hour days. So their items are super affordable. Shein has the best designs, and that is because they simply steal from small businesses. Shein adds up to 2,000 new items to their website every day, so they always have the trendiest stuff, because they don't care about perpetuating throwaway fashion culture and have no regard for their impact on the planet.
What's up, you guys? Today we're going to talk about Shein. all the tea.
Hey besties, guess it's my time to shine. I want to spill the tea on why a lot of what Shein told this influencer is either extremely misleading or very, very wrong. As a bit of background, I lived and worked in China for 10 years. A lot of that was spent in factories throughout China as well as the rest of Southeast Asia, developing worker betterment programs, sustainability strategies, and transparency metrics for factories. I've also written lots of articles around factory conditions in and out of China, and have just published my newest book, that guy there, called The Great Greenwashing, which is obviously all about greenwashing. So let's get into it.
First thing I want to note is that they take care of their creators, and especially as a plus size creator, I am about 60% of the time underpaid, and they have definitely not underpaid me and taken great care of me.
While I'm so happy that she's getting hers, let's remember that on average, Shein workers are paid 3 pence per garment.
Basically, a breakdown of the company and how they work. They branch out to manufacturers to create their clothing outside of Shein.
It's important to remember the reason why Shein outsources a lot of its production. A lot of fast fashion houses do this, so it's not just Shein, but outsourcing labor to second, third, or fourth tier suppliers is a way for you to basically have things out of sight, out of mind. It keeps costs low, but that also means that Shein and all the other executives don't need to see all the bad stuff that's happening so they can put their hands up and say, whoop, we didn't know.
They're constantly auditing these manufacturers to make sure that they are up to code. I believe last year they said they did around 2,800 audits alone.
Yes, while Shein did do over 2,000 audits of its suppliers, which is very, very important and should always be done, there is no record of these audits, there's no transparency of the process, and there's nothing from Shein's perspective on what they're going to do to improve conditions.
That aligns with the international labor laws. So it's not even Shein's laws, but it's the international labor law.
We need to be careful and clear that it's not international labor law, it's international labor best practices. At the end of the day, it's always up to the supplier factory to abide by whatever these best practices are.
So within this code of conduct, they cannot have improper labor practices. They have to have responsible manufacturing, civic rights, and worker safety at all times. If they don't, they get cut off immediately and they can no longer manufacture for Shein. You gots to go.
It's also on Shein to make sure that these factories are abiding by that international labor best practices, but Shein doesn't have exclusive control over these factories. Lots of brands use these factories, so unless all these brands are getting together to really help the factory improve, good luck getting anything done.
Now, these manufacturers have to apply by a code of conduct.
And while it's laudable that Shein has a code of conduct, that's great. By their own admission in their 2021 sustainability report, they found that over 60% of their supplier factories were not in line with their code of conduct.
If you look at their carbon footprint, they also have a very low carbon footprint compared to many fast fashion brands. Their goal is to have wasteless production. They want to produce very small amounts, so they only produce what is needed, not more than that. It allows them to have an efficient business, but keeps the material waste and the environmental impact down.
Shein's always banked on this idea of micro fashion as a way of determining and using technology to figure out how much it needs to produce, so there is no waste. This is not a new thing. They've always been saying this. But that only tells part of the story. Because they're not actually using the system, they're continuing to overproduce. Check out this chart. Look at how much Shein is producing compared to some of its closest competitors. And by some estimates, they put up 2,000 new items a day. Compare that to Zara putting up 2,000 new items every 30 days. And you can see why Shein really isn't doing anything around microfashion. So all of that then translates to a really negative environmental impact, plus all the other ethical and labor-related stuff we've already talked about. So like I said in my last video, it's really sad to see that Shein is using influencers to greenwash on their behalf. Again, no hate to the creators. I mean, I don't know how much they were paid. I don't know what got them across the line to do this stuff for Shein, but I hope that they all take this as a really good learning opportunity, as well as all of us, to be ever vigilant against the greenwashing that corporations are currently doing. If you want to learn more, my shameless plug, check out my new book, The Great Greenwashing, How Brands, Governments, and Influencers Are Lying to You so that you don't fall prey to greenwashing either.
And let's talk about quality. One person may get a shirt and it's very, very good, and another person may get that exact same shirt and it falls apart after one wash.
You have definitely heard and seen the controversy behind Shein show factories.
There has been extensive reporting into allegations of labor law.
I cannot believe that there are people in this world that are so gullible.
How did this PR campaign go so horribly wrong?
Let me show you my experience visiting a show factory and uncovering the truth. Just to give you a little background, my company partners with fashion brands to develop their collections, so I've visited a lot of factories before, and I know what to look out for when I visit them. This factory visit started off in this beautiful showroom where I saw many designer brands. Too many designer brands to be in one factory, and this is when I started getting suspicious. After the showroom, we started the factory tour, and this is when my suspicions started to grow, because the amount of quantity they said they could produce did not match the amount of workers that I saw. Neither the machinery for the type of clothing they said they could produce. And workers did not seem to be as busy as they should be in a garment factory. I could also hear a lot of construction happening in the facility, and our liaison was trying to avoid certain floors. I started asking our liaison more questions about the factory because what I was seeing did not match what I was being told. As we were completing this factory tour, we went into the elevator and our liaison pressed the wrong floor. And this is what we saw. After seeing that, I told her enough was enough. You need to tell me the truth. To which she told me that her factory boss only makes low quality garments and this factory was created to lure North American clients. I told her, you need to show me where your goods are actually made. It was then a short drive to the real factory. And when I arrived, this is what I saw. There's clothing just piled on the floor. It was hot, it was humid, a very stark contrast from what we had seen earlier in the day. I wanted to share this not to disparage any particular country or region, but I want to show this because you can easily be put in a situation like this as a brand if you don't know the right questions to ask. Because practices like this, unfortunately, in the dark side of the fashion industry, happen everywhere in the world.
So yes, there are Shein sweatshops for those cheap clothes, so think twice before you shop again.
Holy shit, guys, we actually have like a major fucking problem. So I haven't ordered from Shein in like months because of their like, whatever happened with them. Like child labor stuff and whatever. I had gotten my mom a Christmas gift from Shein during Christmas months ago. My mom hasn't used her Christmas gift yet. It's a desk organizer and she hasn't gotten a desk yet, so she hasn't used the desk organizer yet. It just came apart and fell on my floor. It's in 2 pieces and I need to show you the package for this. Okay, so this is the first piece of the organizer and then this is the second piece. I'm covering part of the tag because it has my address on it, but I mean, literally, I've seen so many videos of people being like, oh yeah, I got like something in my box that said help or like help me. And I always thought it was a joke. I always thought it was made up. Please tell me, does anyone know anything about shipping labels? Like, does this have anything to do with the shipping label?
How many people do you think work for Shein in this region, this area?
I would say over 80% of the people here work for Shein.
This is the beating heart of an empire. More than a dozen workers told us they labour 75 hours a week in contravention of Chinese labour laws. Most have only 1 day off a month, and by the door, the end product, ready to be shipped to Europe, the UK, or the US.
Spending the day here, it's clear that Shein's meteoric rise has had a positive effect on the local economy, but it's also come with increased scrutiny. There have been allegations of forced labour. They themselves have found incidents of child labour, and there are accusations that their staff are overworked and underpaid.
We found that a 75-hour week is not unusual for many companies in this industrial heartland.
I am proud that our textile industry is providing the world with cheap and good quality goods. As a Chinese person, this is the contribution I should make.
In a statement, Shein said it is committed to ensuring the fair and dignified treatment of all workers within its supply chain, and it's investing tens of millions of dollars in strengthening governance and compliance.
I am at a village where local people call Shein Village because here are where hundreds of Shein's manufacturers are located. Today, my brother and I are going to go inside this village and hopefully to capture some footage of Shein's extensive supply chain.
Back in 2022, Shein was questioned about its labor violation in its supply chain here in China. Shein then pledged $15 million over 3 to 4 years to upgrade its supply chain, aimed to ensure ethical practice and improve the welfare of workers. Despite these efforts, Shein continues to be questioned over labor practices, including concerns about forced labor and working conditions within its extensive supply.
And shopping at places like this, man, it gets you so addicted. It's like a dopamine haul. It's like you don't get addicted to the clothes. You get addicted to that package showing up or those packages showing up. My wife is the same way. I'm trying to tell her, put it down. Put the drugs down.
This doll clutching a teddy bear accompanied with a racy description on Shein's website, which got French authorities taking notice. The country's consumer watchdog filed a complaint with the ultra-fast fashion company, prompting the product to be pulled from its site. Now, a threat from the French economy minister that Shein itself could be banned.
Shein has announced a total ban on sex dolls after France warned it would block the site if it ever sold childlike sex dolls again. France's anti-fraud office said it spotted the dolls on their site and that their description made it difficult to doubt the pedophilia nature of the content. In response, Shein says it's removed every related listing and visual from the platform, adding that it's taken strict action against the merchants involved, and will be expanding a keyword blacklist to stop sellers from trying to get around the rules.
What the fuck is happening on Shein? So if you don't know, apparently Shein was selling sex dolls of children on their site. What? Yeah, I didn't even know about this till now. Like, I just saw a news article talk about it, or a news post on TikTok, and France is doing a worldwide protest in France, and like they're talking about how if they don't fucking get rid of these, they're going to ban the website in France, and now Shein's coming out like, oh, okay guys, we'll get rid of it. The fuck? Why didn't you get rid of it from the beginning? Why did you think this was a good idea? Why did you, like, have manufacturers doing this shit? Oh, are we dead ass right now? What? Matter of fact, can we use Shein and get the people who buy stuff like this and put them in jail? This could be a good opportunity to put people in jail, okay? Put PDF files in jail. Let's see who buys stuff like this, arrest them, and put them in jail for lifetime. I think that's a great idea. What do y'all?
Shein is under fire for selling a childlike sex doll. Shein is in massive trouble after France consumer watchdog exposed that the fast fashion giant was selling sex dolls with childlike appearances. The dolls were about 3 feet tall and designed to look like a little girl holding a teddy bear, and reportedly had realistic genitalia. And authorities immediately called it out, saying that this is not only disturbing, but can also violate the child protection law. And Shein quickly took the listing down and launched an internal investigation and said it has zero tolerance for any content that breaks the law or company rules. But Watchdog also slammed Shein for not having an age screening on its site, which means that minors can easily see or access these listings. This incident is just another reminder: unregulated online marketplaces can let dangerous or unethical products slip right through, and why tighter oversight might be needed. What do you guys think about this? Make sure to follow me to stay updated.
I never, ever, ever thought this would happen to me, but I got scammed by Shein. I am officially a Shein victim. So let me start from the top. I ordered like 10 of these little cosmetic bags. They were so cute, just a small little makeup bag to give to some of the ladies in my life around Christmas time. And they were a great deal, of course, as everything on Shein is. So I placed my order. Today I was so excited because I got the notification that the delivery was out. And I got the notification that it was delivered to my mailbox. So I go out and check my mailbox and I notice that this is the package. Does it look like 10 cosmetic bags could fit in here? Probably not. But I checked and the shipping number, tracking number is the same. Everything's the same. So I thought, this has to be it, right? I open it and this is what I got. One cheap little bracelet. One. This was supposed to be 10 cosmetic bags. And I did not think this would happen to me because all my Shein orders have been coming in great lately. I haven't heard of anyone being scammed by Shein lately, but there's still scammers out there, unfortunately, and they got me good. Beware if you're ordering anything off Shein, especially cosmetic bags, because I guess that's where the scams are. I filed a complaint with Shein. Hopefully they'll just refund me my money and I don't have to go through my bank because that sounds like such a hassle. How annoying.
People also criticize what these type of clothes are having on the environment. I don't think it's best for the environment. I think it's something more sinister going on. Shame on you, Shein. If you guys enjoyed this video, have you guys ever been scammed? Have you guys seen the child labor stuff going on with Shein? Do you guys order from Shein? Man, let me know. I would love to have a conversation with y'all. I would love to talk to y'all. Let's go. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one.